Hello, everybody. Marty Richards with Greater Richland Tourism here today, and we have an absolute special treat for you. I realize I say that a lot. I mean it today, because today you're getting your first glimpse and introduction at the Willows property that's just outside between Ithaca and Richland Center. But there's a lot of history here, and for those who are Frank Lloyd Wright buffs, you may recognize the name A.D. German, and this was the home of A.D. German for many, many years and the German family. And so you're going to get through time. We can't put it all in today because there's a lot going on. You are going to get a little historical look at things, but first we want to just introduce you to the family and then also their business venture here at the Willows. So first off, Lori Pizer is joining me, as well as Sherry Nelson. And Lori and Sherry are part of the family crew that's made it happen here. A lot has happened.
A lot.
So my first question, I guess, that I would have for you ladies, just kind of give us a real quick, how did you get where you're at? Why did you decide, you know what, we're going to go rejuvenate that house and really put the effort in? Just give us a little back scenes, how that happened.
I'll let Sherry start. All right. Well, we've lived here our whole life, born and raised here. I own the dairy farm that's across the creek. That is a century farm. It's a 6th generation. And actually, the generation of that family farm started with the people that live here. Germans to us, our grandma was Nellie German. And so the whole family, this farm has always been over here. From where I have farmed my whole life, we would look over here and see this huge home and thought, I guess if it ever came up for sale, we were very interested in it. So the guy that took this farm over rented us the land. And so then the opportunity came that he wanted to sell it. And so that's how we all got started. And since we were buying some of the property, I decided to bring my sister in and say, are you interested? And we had kind of talked one day about making it into an Airbnb. And so then it came to my sister Lori and her daughter Tara. And then I joined in with me and my daughter Shelly. So that's how it started. So she called me up and said, okay, we would like...
This was real true. I like these.
Okay, we need to do this as a family. So what family members would be interested? So we talked to our other sister and she bowed out. And my daughter's been looking for Airbnb and it's like she was all in. So it's like, okay, I'm in. So the four of us decided it'd be a mother-daughter adventure.
You bet.
And he was...
And it's more than just lodging, correct? You also have plans.
We're going to do a wedding venue. Yeah. We already have 2 weddings booked for this fall. And a third one booked. We don't know the date yet, but they've... booked it. So that's cool. Yeah. We have a lot of work to do before that's done outside.
You bet.
But we started with the house to get this up and going and to rent it out for Airbnb.
You bet. And so I guess the first thing is kind of help just with a real quick connection of a lot of folks are familiar with Frank Lloyd Wright, A.D. German, and then A.D. German to you folks, the connection there
would be our great uncle.
Great
Uncle, yes. Okay. My grandma's uncle.
Okay, yes. Very cool. And I guess what I would ask too, real quick about the house is there one favorite room or thing about the house that? And I know there's a lot we've talked, but is there that one?
Cupola is pretty cool. Because everybody that drives by, I've always wanted to go up in that cupola. Yeah. And so I think that's a huge attraction. As we were working, we'd say, I like this room. And then it would be like, I really like this room. And so I just think that all the rooms are unique. And they're all our favorites. So when we started this and there was all the German children, we thought, and one was quite musical. And actually she has a room in the A.D. warehouse that's called the Anna's room. And so we thought, we'd make each room kind of specific for one of those people. And so we kind of did that, we kind of not did that. But anyway, that was our whole intentions. And
it was hard to do it for every child, correct?
Right. It was.
How many children did A.D. German have?
He had 9.
9 kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
start to run out of rooms
Right,
or something.
right.
That's the bathroom as well.
Well, this does have 5 bedrooms, so we were over half, and could have a possibility of 6. So
Awesome.
yeah,
And actually, we went to like Wanakee garage sales when we first started, before we got into this house to buy furniture, because we knew it would cost a lot of money. So the majority of the furniture in here is from garage sales or marketplace. So we couldn't really do a theme and say, oh, we're going to do this room like this because it's whatever furniture that we had.
and right.
Plus furniture from our own homes.
Yep. So we're going to give you a little bit of a sneak peek on the house itself a little bit here, and we have as we've been talking. But we're going to just adjourn to what do we call the main room? What are
The parlor.
The parlor.
That's where they used to have dances.
Yep.
Yep.
So we're going to adjourn to the parlor. Why don't you folks come with us?
All right.
So thank you for joining us. We've moved into the parlor room, and it's a good sized room, as you can see. So this, I look at all the work you've done in the house, and I can imagine the work that it took to get this room into where it is. But can you tell us a little bit of the history of what this room served when the family was here?
So this was the parlor. They enjoyed music, and when Lori and I came over here many years ago, they had a big player piano that was in the corner, and the little stool that's over there was with that player piano. And then they had an auction, and my grandma bought that little stool, and she gave it to me. And so it has come back from my house, so it's come back home.
It's come back.
It's come back home. So we have a piano in here that's wonderful, and so anybody that comes to stay here, you can play piano. It's a huge room. We've got a fireplace.
We have a table back there so that you can play games or put a puzzle together.
Sure.
It's just a party room.
Yep.
Hey.
So for folks that are interested, they'll be able to then go out to Airbnb and find the property under the name The Willows.
The Willows, correct. Yes, and we have a website.
Okay. So there's short-term lodging that we kind of talked about a little bit, short-term rental. They'll be able to stay from, different periods of time.
Right.
But also then tell me more about what people can expect with the wedding venue and how that'll operate.
So we're going to open up a wedding venue. In the shed, we're going to revamp that. And so during the months that we do have weddings, the house will go with the venue for the bride and whoever to stay, the bridesmaids, whatnot. And so if we know ahead of time there won't be a wedding that weekend, we'll open it back up to Airbnb. So that's going to be a lot of work that we're going to start on very shortly.
Very shortly, because we have a wedding scheduled that end of September. So happens to be my grandson, so I better get rolling with it.
Yeah, we'll be expecting it to be ready.
Yeah. So
Neat. And then also, and we're all sort of sharing the views, but the views just of the back valley, I think, are really a great setting. Could you tell us a little bit? I know you've done a little bit of work preparing a space up on the hill.
Yeah, up on the hill, they took, although there's weeds, cleared the land so you can see the rocks up there. And we also thought that would be a good place for maybe the bride and groom that could maybe get married up there. And we have a lot of different places on the farm where they could get married.
that they could pick. Yes, we have beautiful porches for pictures. We have the cupola that has awesome sunlight through there. I think it'll make beautiful pictures for wedding pictures. And there's just a lot of space to roam around here. There's like 7.77 acres. And so it's got, in the winter, you could sleigh ride here. You can take some nature walks. So I think it'll be lots of opportunities to enjoy the nature and the scenic views here.
Yep.
And also the wedding venue, there'll be an outdoor dance floor, so you can dance inside or out, and also like a seating area with a fire pit and pergola and I don't know what else. So we go
What we would call an outdoor living space.
Yeah, right.
Or
right.
party space.